Welcome back, carTech Zone, and today we're diving deep into one of the most iconic fighter jets ever built, the SU-27 Flanker, and looking at it through a 2026 lens with a USA-focused performance and price perspective. Even though this aircraft was born during the Cold War on the opposite side of the world, it still sparks huge interest among aviation fans, defense analysts, and tech lovers in the United States. So in this video, we're breaking down what makes the SU-27 legendary, how its performance stacks up by modern standards, how it compares to USA fighters, and what realistic costs and values look like today. The SU-27 first took to the skies as a long-range air superiority fighter designed to counter Western jets like the F-15. From the very beginning, it was built around power, range, and agility. What still stands out in 2026 is its massive airframe paired with incredibly powerful twin engines. This jet was designed to dominate large airspace, escort bombers, and hunt enemy aircraft far from home bases. When you see the SU-27 in the air, its size alone commands attention, but what really defines it is how gracefully it moves despite that size. In terms of raw performance, the SU-27 is still impressive even by today's standards. It can reach speeds over Mach 2.3, which puts it right up there with many modern fighters. Its service ceiling is extremely high, and its long operational range was a game-changer when it first entered service. Even in 2026, range remains one of its strongest points. Compared to many Western fighters that rely heavily on aerial refueling, the SU-27 was built to fly far and stay airborne longer, which is something USA analysts still respect when evaluating global air power. One of the most famous aspects of the SU-27 is its maneuverability. The aircraft's aerodynamic design, combined with its engine power, allows it to perform extreme maneuvers that became airshow legends. High angle of attack flight, tight turns, and dramatic pitch control made the SU-27 a symbol of raw dogfighting ability. From a USA performance review standpoint, this level of agility is still considered exceptional, especially in close-range air combat scenarios, even though modern doctrine places more emphasis on beyond visual range engagements. When we talk about avionics and cockpit technology, this is where the age of the SU-27 becomes more noticeable. Original variants relied heavily on analog systems with early digital elements. By 2026 standards in the USA, this would be considered outdated compared to glass cockpits, sensor fusion, and AI-assisted systems found in jets like the F-35. However, upgraded versions of the SU-27 platform have received modern displays, improved radar systems, and enhanced electronic warfare capabilities. From a USA evaluation perspective, these upgrades help keep the platform relevant, but they still don't fully match the integration level seen in modern American fighters. Radar performance has always been a key talking point. Early SU-27 radars were powerful for their time, especially for long-range detection, but they lacked the refinement and multi-target tracking efficiency that USA systems later perfected. In a 2026 comparison, American AESA radar technology is far ahead in terms of reliability, resistance to jamming, and data sharing across networks. Still, the SU-27's radar, especially in upgraded forms, remains capable and dangerous in the hands of a skilled pilot. Another major strength of the SU-27 is its payload capacity. This jet was built to carry a wide variety of air-to-air and air-to-surface weapons, giving it flexibility beyond pure air superiority. From a USA defense review standpoint, this versatility adds value, especially for nations that want one platform to handle multiple roles. While USA doctrine tends to favor specialized platforms supported by networked assets, the SU-27 represents a more traditional, brute force approach that still has practical appeal. Reliability and maintenance are areas where opinions often differ. The SU-27 is known for being rugged and capable of operating from less than perfect runways, which is something USA analysts often point out as a strength in austere environments. However, maintenance standards, parts availability, and long-term sustainment can be challenging depending on the operator. In a USA context, where logistics efficiency and readiness rates are critical, the SU-27 would require significant support infrastructure to meet American expectations. Now let's talk about how the SU-27 compares to USA fighters in 2026. Against aircraft like the F-15EX, F-16V, and F-35, the SU-27 shows its age in stealth, sensor fusion, and network warfare. American jets are designed to fight as part of a connected system, sharing data in real time with other aircraft, ships, and ground units. The SU-27, even with upgrades, focuses more on individual aircraft performance rather than full network dominance. That said, in terms of raw speed, climb rate, and close-range maneuverability, the SU-27 can still hold its own in theoretical comparisons. Stealth is another big factor in modern USA evaluations. The SU-27 was never designed to be stealthy, and its large radar signature is a major disadvantage in modern combat scenarios. In 2026, USA fighters prioritize being detected last and striking first, often before the enemy even knows they're there. From this perspective, the SU-27 would rely heavily on tactics, support assets, and numbers rather than stealth technology. Pilot experience is a huge part of the SU-27 story. USA analysts often emphasize that the aircraft's true potential is unlocked by highly trained pilots. The jet rewards aggressive flying and precise control, but it also demands skill and discipline. In comparison, many modern USA fighters are designed to reduce pilot workload through automation and intelligent systems. This difference highlights two very different design philosophies. Now let's shift to pricing and costs, which is where things get especially interesting for a USA-focused review. Historically, the SU-27 has been significantly cheaper to acquire than top-tier American fighters. In 2026 terms, an original or early model SU-27 on the international market would cost far less than any new USA fighter jet. Even upgraded variants based on the SU-27 airframe are still generally more affordable than fifth-generation American aircraft. When we talk about unit cost, estimates vary widely depending on configuration and upgrades. A heavily modernized SU-27-based platform might be valued in the range of tens of millions of dollars per aircraft, whereas modern USA fighters can exceed well over $80 to $100 million per unit depending on the model and support package. From a USA economic analysis perspective, this makes the SU-27 concept appealing to countries seeking performance without paying top-tier prices. Operating costs are another important factor. The Su-27's large engines and airframe mean higher fuel consumption compared to lighter fighters. In a USA cost per flight hour analysis, this would be considered a downside. American jets often focus on balancing performance with long-term operating efficiency, though even USA fighters are not cheap to fly. The Su-27 sits somewhere in the middle, expensive compared to light fighters but still competitive considering its size and power. In 2026, the Su-27's value is less about cutting-edge dominance and more about proven capability. From a USA review standpoint, it represents a design that prioritized kinematic performance and endurance at a time when air combat was evolving rapidly. While it doesn't match modern American fighters in stealth and data integration, it still earns respect for its raw performance and engineering. The legacy of the Su-27 also matters. Many modern aircraft were influenced by lessons learned from this platform. Its aerodynamic design, control philosophy, and emphasis on maneuverability pushed competitors to innovate. In that sense, even USA aviation history indirectly reflects the impact of the Su-27. Looking ahead, the Su-27's role in 2026 is largely defined by upgrades, doctrine, and integration with newer systems. From a USA strategic viewpoint, it's not about replacing American fighters but understanding how such aircraft fit into global air power dynamics. The Su-27 remains a symbol of an era when air superiority was achieved through speed, altitude, and pilot skill. So when we wrap up this detailed review, the Su-27 fighter jet stands as a powerful reminder that great engineering can remain relevant long after its debut. In a 2026 USA performance and price review, it may not be the most advanced or stealthy option, but it delivers impressive speed, range, and maneuverability at a cost that still turns heads. For aviation enthusiasts, defense watchers, and tech fans, the Su-27 continues to be a fascinating benchmark against which modern fighters are measured. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more detailed reviews of legendary jets, advanced cars, and next-gen technology, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned right here on carTech Zone.